Hello everyone, I welcome you all to a new video. Today we are continuing off in Fruits of Grisaia. Now, enough yapping, and let's get right into it, shall we? Probably because I've been living in a world where maintaining a decidedly realist perspective is a matter of necessity, I've never felt an interest in the paranormal or occult phenomena. Such studies are often fraught, created to prey on the weaknesses of human nature. And more fundamentally, I've never found any meaning in the idea of the supernatural. But in my workplace, where human lives are frequently given and taken, these sorts of rumors aren't uncommon. Even a disinterested party like me has absorbed more stories than I can count on both hands. To the ASMR. So, what ended up happening to the person who approached the tunnel? When he got back, he went delirious with fever. His limbs grew numb and eventually totally immobile. When the doctor examined him, they couldn't find any cause for his condition. They threw in the towel and left him to rot in bed.
Ew, this is made up, right?
When Kazami-san tells the story, it seems frighteningly real.
You just probably just make up a fake ending to scare us. I bet the guy's perfectly fine and they still keep in touch even now.
No, that's what really happened, and he died a month later.
That's a lie. You should be fine by the template. Say it's a lie, alright?
I don't tell lies, even white lies. He's dead. Left me a little something in his will.
No.
Oh, I love these noises,
I got no friggin' idea if Chiru's happy or terrified.
I believe Michiru-sama is scared out of her wits, such as they are. Compared to a reasonable call Sacchi and Makina, Michiru's in a state of serious terror. Y'all are hopeless. Amane's expression is also strangely cramped. From the way her Kansai accent is leaking out, I'd say she's not quite unaffected herself. Was his death in fact related to some sort of curse? Dunno. He wasn't that healthy to start out with, so there's a good chance he just picked up some illness that killed him.
But the doctor couldn't find anything wrong with him, right?
Yeah.
Ah, jeez, I'm telling you that's too freaky. Maybe that's like chronically ill. You'd notice him coughing for half a year before that. Isn't there some explanation like that, please?
Nope.
Wow.
Michiru clams her hands over her ears and thrashes around, moaning like a wild animal. No, the course of her evolution seems to have reached a new stage. This isn't the time to study that hypothesis. Were you that scared? Sorry.
That's not it. I wasn't scared or anything, just surprised. And scared.
Calm yourself, Michiru-sama. It is spinning in circles like the hands of a clock.
I mean, what's wrong with this guy? Usually you show consideration and lighten the story up just a teensy bit. He's ruthless. Totally ruthless.
There. It will be okay. Even if Chiru did piss herself from fear on the spot, everyone here is kind enough to pretend we didn't notice.
I did not piss myself, and that's cruelty, not kindness. I ignore something like that. Phone, shut up.
Understood. If and when Michiru pisses herself, I promise to pay close attention.
It's off.
At any rate, my story's over, so let's stop for now. There are 5 candles in front of us. I blow out the flame on the last one that's still burning. That's that. Good work, everyone. Sacchi turns on the lights and begins to clean up the candles. After dinner, for some reason, we all end up telling scary stories in the lobby. It was a standard campfire-style ghost stories round, with everyone having a try at frightening the rest. Maybe the lukewarm summer night made for a good atmosphere, as everyone they got into it. When you get down to it, that last story from Yuji has to be the scariest. Yes, the way Kazami-san's story wasn't dressed up made it seem particularly believable. Well, it's not fiction.
Cut it out, at least say, it's just a story at the end. That's the absolute minimum of human decency.
If I told you it was just a story now, would you believe me?
Sure I would. If you say it, I'll believe you.
Alright, got it. That story about the time was all a lie. Also, my coworker is alive and kicking.
I
need to learn this effect for my DDLC mods. That was fucking awesome. I love it.
It's no good. I can't buy that. Get it out of my head. Brainwash me. Bring me a brainwashing machine right now.
I think they give up after a few minutes with your brain. Ignoring Michiru's hysterics, everyone starts to head back to their rooms. At this point, I realize something's been a bit odd about tonight. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Sakaki. The others pause at my words, then turn back around with thoughtful expressions on their faces. Now that you mention it, I haven't run into her today either. Sachin, how about you? No, I did catch a glimpse of her in school, but I don't recall seeing her in the dorm. I saw her for just a sec, but she went right into her room. I don't know about after that. Well, she didn't want to deal with us in a group. Given Sakaki's personality, I can imagine her voluntarily in this sort of social event. My guess would be that she just shut herself up in her room, since she couldn't avoid trying to argue everything if she went downstairs.
No, she doesn't try this sort of event.
Really?
Well, I wouldn't say she goes out of her way to join in, but I think she feels like she should at least show up.
Am I not said Michiru's words? That's right, usually when everybody gathers here, she'll be standing over there, mostly just listening. She points to a pillar on the edge of the lobby and the hallway. Yes, it feels comparatively unusual that she didn't show up today. I see.
Yumi-chan's boy, the book Kuudere, so she's like being shy. If Oni-chan brings out the beast inside her attacks. She'll go, but that's embarrassing, and fold like House of Cards.
Yeah, I think that would be an appropriate measure. Sakaki-san constantly exhibits a Kuudere personality of near-robotic perfection. I believe it's practically certain that this event is simply another expression of it.
I just felt a lot of sympathy for Yumiko.
Sympathy? Why?
I get it, it's because Chiru's a really transparent character too, right? You identify with her or something. Tribe, solidarity, team spirit. Come on, don't look away, spit it out.
Why do I keep changing the Makina voices? I don't know, but whatever. I will continue.
Shut up, I'm sympathetic as a fellow victim of your constant screaming around, you jerk.
Wow, please don't shout like that, Michiru-sama. If you raise your voice all of a sudden, you might break something that fragile head of yours. I'm deeply concerned about your rash lifestyle.
Sacchi, you do, you're just as bad.
As I watch Makina, whose abusive tongue and nasty personality are growing more pronounced, Sacchi, whose cyborg-like reactions are growing more dramatic, and Michiru, who's growing more victimized by the day, I find myself growing a little curious about Sakaki's way of life. Come to think of it, since that box cutter incident was resolved a few days ago, I don't remember exchanging anything but very basic communications with her. I don't intend to pry too deeply, but for the sake of a smooth school life from this point on, it might be a good idea to learn a little more about her. Hey, there's something I want to ask you guys. Do you have a few minutes? What are you planning, Yuji? Just my imagination.
That was close, you know.
God, whoosh. Hello, Gojo. I'm caressing my Gojo figurine. The Gojo figure incident, bloody hell. Should recreate that with Sari. No, please, no. That was not heard from my lips. I have no idea what you're talking about. Indeed, Sakaki-san's instincts are remarkably sharp. When you're being followed by this many people, of course you're going to notice. Yesterday's evening, I tried lightly asking the address about Sakaki's daily life and habits, but the answers I received in return provided much flimsier information than I had expected. The one thing we know about Sakaki Yumiko is that she doesn't let people see much about herself, much less her private life. Our only real glimpses of her thoughts are hints from her gestures and body language. In short, Sakaki's lifestyle is a vaguely defined mystery even to the people she's been living with. Without an active effort at observation, things are likely to stay that way.
That's exactly why we're investigating Yumi-chan's habits, you know?
Probably 80% out of idle curiosity, Makina and Sacchi end up volunteering to cooperate with my investigation. That cooperation has taken the form of an incredibly sloppy tailing cooperation that was nearly given away in a matter of seconds. The winners there, nothing but a burden, Makina in particular. As the wrong people.
What's the matter?
No, forget it. If things get bad, it's every man for himself. Putting aside a reflection on the basic question of why we're doing this for later, we continue our investigation of the highly mysterious Sakaki.
My sore feet, I'm tired.
Lying limply on their side on the sofa in the lobby, Makina mumbles a few grammatically scrambled words of complaint. In the end, we didn't find out anything. Sacchi flops down next to me, having a tired sigh herself, while her guard was even tighter than anticipated. That is a ASMR. After spending an entire day following Sakaki's every movement outside of class, we gained absolutely no new information. During her free period, she reads books in absorbed silence. Her pace in school was always steady and regular, without any suspicious hasty movements.
She doesn't feel human, she's a robot or a walking rock.
Just as Makina says, Sakaki's behavior was reminiscent of a machine. Yes, it felt as though I was watching a cyborg. I didn't want to... well, whatever. You're not wrong. But I don't think I can be satisfied with this. From what I heard yesterday, Sakaki doesn't dislike being in a group with the others. And if she doesn't participate in the conversation, the way she's constantly lingering at the edges is incomprehensible from the perspective of human psychology. It doesn't fit with her machine-like actions in the daytime. In the first place, does she ever let her emotions show on her face? Apart from the hostility Sakaki showed me at first, I haven't seen any evidence of an emotional reaction from her. Come to think of it, although it might not be exactly the same thing. Sacchi raises her hand and speaks on hesitantly. I have seen Sakaki-san startled. Startled? Yes. Sakaki, it doesn't seem like she did bat an eyelid even if the dorm exploded under her. What kind of surprise got a reaction out of her? In response to my question, Sacchi continues slightly harsh tones. I didn't think Sakaki-san would be pleased to know I was telling you this, but it was an incident involving instant yakisoba. Instant yakisoba. Yes, Oyangs yakisoba with sauce, equipped with a hole for easy draining of hot water. It boils within 3 minutes. Not interested in the brand name or product features. What does it have to do with Sakaki? When making instant yakisoba, you need to drain the hot water, of course. When you dump the water into the sink, the metal reacts and makes a booming sound, yes? It will make a sound if you dump it all at once. Yes, exactly what happened to Sakaki-san. Yeah! Ah. The yakisoba. Oh well. Sakaki-san, are you just leaving this? Then I cleaned up for her and left. Oh, Sakaki did that. With that cool and calm appearance, you'd never think she'd be startled by something as small as that. In reality, she must have a pretty low tolerance for sudden scares. I kind of want to see that side of Sakaki, but I'm not particularly likely to run into her at the exact moment she's draining her instant noodles, and given Sakaki's personality, I doubt she'll make the same mistake twice anyway. And I wouldn't mind seeing her cautiously filling the sink, preparing a strain and intensely draining the hot water either. That sounds cool, I wanna see it too! Unfortunately, I doubt she'll do that twice. Not just the hot water thing though, we could use another method, you know? What? Makina likely jumps off of the couch, floating in their buckle grin. We just need to ambush Yumi-chan and scare the heck out of her. What are you saying? That sounds fun, but doesn't Sakaki-san's surprise quickly turn into anger? Just such says when you consider the aftermath, trying a stunt like that on Sakaki seems like a very dangerous plan. I can handle it myself, don't worry, she won't find out, it's all good. But Makina's malicious curiosity seems to outweigh her awareness of the risk. Sachin, she coming back soon? Yes, ETA to the front door is approximately 2 minutes. Intelligence arrives from our detached unit, namely Sacchi. Now we just have to wait for a target to approach. Is the stray going to work? My plan's flawless. Just sit back and enjoy the show. Alright, Oni-chan? Listen, Makina says, I'm hidden near the hallway, observing the scene. I wonder if there's real anything capable of surprising Yumiko. Wait, my teacher little shadow here anyway. None of your business, I'm just curious. Sakaki climbs her way up the stairs, approaching the second floor hallway. In the instant, Makina calls out instructions into her cell phone. Do it! And Makina signals Sacchi cuts the breaker to the hallway from the other end of the phone call. Huh? What the? Sakaki is taken back for a brief moment. Blackout? What a nuisance. But her voice quickly regains its usual steadiness. Once again, her footsteps ring out in a regular rhythm. Most likely the target, due to her scarlet nature, will be on the edge from the blackout. Right as Sakaki approaches the door to her room, Makina presses the switch in her hands. What the? Phew. Sakaki twiddles around to the noise, but finds nothing more than a flower pot sitting demurely on a nearby shelf. In the unremarkable earthenware pot, there's nothing but a small decorative plant. Phew. Sakaki sighs in relief after discovering the innocuous origin of the strange sound, but she hasn't taken her eyes off the houseplant yet. On top of it, by letting her taste momentarily relief, we get her the guard down. As Makina whispers these words, she presses the switch a second time. Just then... What? The perfectly normal houseplant abruptly splits in two down. In the middle from its depths, an object resembling a giant eyeball emerges. Although it might be different under bright lighting, seeing this thing pop out at you in the dark must be something of a shock. Ah, I suspect Sakaki freezes dead on the spot, her eyes and mouth wide open. Something that might be an attempt at speech and might be a simple gasp leaks out of her mouth. After a moment, she draws in a great breath of air. Yeehaw! And in a loud voice that I never could have imagined emerging from Sakaki's mouth, she screams. The sound echoes throughout the dorm. What the? It's not just that she's loud, unlike a normal or vaguely threatening tone. Sakaki's voice right now is remarkably girly. Oh. Although I feel a little sorry for Sakaki as she trembles in terror, this is really an interesting spectacle.
Aha, Yumi-chan's got nice and surprised. Let's see what her face look like, is it lewd?
What the fuck, Makina?
You're evil, truly evil. Hey, Chiru, move over there, I can see that wall. Hey, don't push me, Makina. Where?
Losing their balance, Makina and Michiru tumble from their hiding positions, lying in front of Sakaki. What? At this point, Sakaki finally grasps the nature of the situation.
Yumiko, what's up? Seems like a blackout, huh? Wow, blackout out of nowhere, weird.
Just then Sacchi returns with exquisitely bad timing. Well done, everybody, mission success! Aha. After adding some exquisitely unhelpful lines, she clams her mouth shut. Yumiko looks around the face of everyone in the scene, and then glances down at herself. What's the meaning of this? The tone of her voice is completely returned to normal.
Well, this is, a bit of a long story.
Yeah, Chiru made us do it.
Well, it's set up. Chiru had fun too, so an accessory to the crime. Now you gotta do the time. Then you did too, don't just blame it all on me.
I see. Although I don't understand your motives, it seems this is your doing. I assume you're prepared to face the consequences of your actions. Please call me yourself, Sakaki-san.
Yeah, Yumi-chan's mad. Hey, why did she after me? Wait, no!
As the perpetrators scatter around the dorm, Sakaki tracks down Michiru. There is more in her eyes. She's wearing her box cutter around like the incarnation of wrath. Where did the person who let out that kid scream go? Don't think she's going to calm down anytime soon. Turning my back on the violent turmoil taking place on the upper floor, I downstairs by myself. Yeah, we are up early. I thought I would head to school ahead of time in order to avoid having to deal with any vile pranks. I tried Sakaki caught the criminals and beat the details out of them as they growled in penance before her. As a related party myself, I was called before her to receive my own interrogation. In the end, she with a truly exasperated sigh and without any particular retaliation returned to her room with heavy footsteps. Good idea, don't know about Sacchi, but Makina and Michiru are probably still asleep. Sorry. Sakaki reaches around in the pocket, presumably containing her box cutter. Glaring reproachful at me, I raise my hands dramatically over my head in an attempt to demonstrate my lack of hostile intent. In response, Sakaki sighs deeply, passes by my side, and strides off quickly in the direction of the school building. Oh well. We'll leave this for next time. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Press like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.